Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos that I posted. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Y'all, I'm sorry it's been so long before I did a sit down vlog. I've just been doing shorts because ain't no excuse. It ain't one. So I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, so I'm here today, and I actually just woke up a little while ago. You probably could tell, but I told y'all I have to do stuff while my baby is asleep, because if not, it won't get done. It's probably why we don't have many videos right now. We're not gonna blame him, we're gonna blame me, because it's my fault. But y'all, I have something special today. I have a story time. I've been wanting to do this story time, sit down and do the story time. I kept saying I'm gonna sit down and do this story time, sit down and do this story time. Alright, so I kept saying I was gonna sit down and do this story time, sit down and do this story time, and I never did, because I wanted to be in a place where it was quiet, peaceful, and I don't get interrupted. So here we are. Yeah, so before we get into this video, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to say something, or you got something to tell me or anything, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you like what you see, so you can see more content. Okay, and I also want to thank all my new subscribers and my old ones, y'all. We have 127 subscribers right now. I'm so happy, because all progress is progress. So yeah, y'all, so without further ado, today we're going to be doing a story time about my ectopic pregnancies, because y'all, I know when I was going through it, I looked everywhere on the internet like for I was looking on the internet like for just people who went through the same thing, or different stories that's relatable, or just anything regarding it, and I barely could find anything. Barely. Oh my gosh, it was a lot, but I barely could find anything. So, and let me mention too, the only thing that you should be seeking is God. When something going on like that in your life, God is the only one who can literally help. And I'm being so serious. But yeah, let's get into this video, y'all. Okay, y'all, so it started back in 2024. I had got my birth control removed. I had the Nexplanon in my arm, and I had it for I had it for 4 years. They say that it lasts for 5 years, but some of them last for 3. I don't know if you know, but you can look it up, the implant Nexplanon, because first it was Implanon, then when I started getting it, and then they switched it to Nexplanon, and they said that it could last up to 5 years, but some of them say 3 years. Remember that. So I had mine for 4 years, because I thought I had the 5-year one, and then I checked my little card, because they give you a card that when you get the birth control, they give you a card to tell you when it's time to take it out. But I don't know why did I think I had the 5-year one, but I had the 3-year one. But anyway, so I went and got that took out in 2024, which it was like almost a year expired. But I called a doctor, y'all, prior to, I just didn't leave it. I called a doctor, and they said that it should last 5 years, so I should be good. So I went almost 5 years, and nothing happened. But when I finally got it took out, no. It was 4 years I had it in, and y'all, I got pregnant. I got pregnant with it in my arm, with it in the 4 years. So I didn't know that I was pregnant. I was just at work one day, and I had some pain, y'all. I was getting like little pains and stuff here and there. And yeah, so the first ectopic I had, it was in 2024. I was having little twinge pains while I was at work, and I didn't pay attention to it or whatever. So I was like, there's nothing. So like it kept happening over the few days, like little twinge pains. Then it'll stop for maybe like a week. So okay, so my period didn't come, and I took a test. And because of the little pain twinges, and I took a test, and I saw I was pregnant. I was like, what in the world? Mind you, I still had my birth control in my arm, because I'm thinking it lasts 5 years, but it's been 4 years. So I take a test, and it's positive. And I'm like, what in the world? So okay, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make me an appointment. Y'all know how we do, like Well, I don't know. I'm the type person, oh, I'm gonna make an appointment, I'm gonna do it, thinking I have time. Because you know how pregnancy is. You got, when you first find out, it's just a few weeks and blah, blah, blah. So I found out, I took the test and they said it was positive. So I'm like, I'm gonna make an appointment. Well, like a few days went by, I did make an appointment, but you know, they gonna set the appointment off sometime. It could be like probably a month on down the line or something, because you so early, they just thinking nothing. So okay, I keep going on. One day, y'all, I'm at work again, but this time I bend down like to get a pen or something. I bend down, and oh my gosh, the pain that I had, I had like some cramps, and it was like stuck there. I couldn't even lift back up. I was like, oh my gosh, it's out the blue. And then the pain like was getting stronger and stronger. Me, y'all, I have a high pain tolerance. So when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it's just like implantation cramps or something like that. Because remember, I found out I was pregnant. But no, y'all, it was not implantation cramps. It was getting worse and worse. Like, I work early in the mornings. I go to work at maybe 4, sometimes 5 a.m. sometimes. But this particular day, I think I went at 5 a.m. I went at 5 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah, I was only there for like an hour. And the pain was getting worse and worse. It got to the point where the more I walked, I could not walk. Like, the more I walked, it hurted so bad. And I was like crouched over. And I'm like, this is not normal, y'all. So I went and sat down for a second. And then I sat down, I couldn't even sit back up. It was getting worse and worse. Like, the pain was getting worse and worse. And remember I said my pain tolerance so high, so I kept dealing with it thinking that it's like normal. Because mind you, before I got pregnant this time in 2024, I haven't had a baby in freaking 12 years. My baby is 12. So I'm like, I don't know, is this normal or not? But so yeah, I was feeling that pain, and then I tried to sit down, and then waited like 20 minutes, got back up trying to do my work, and no, it was not working. It was getting worse and worse, y'all. So I finally, it took me like an hour to even realize, like, girl, this is bad. Like, you need to sit down, or you need to go or something. So y'all, it got worse and worse. It got so freaking bad. Mind you, I'm still at work. I didn't tell nobody or nothing. It got so freaking bad, y'all. I was like humped over. I could not even move. It was horrible. I couldn't even walk, trying to move my legs, anything. It was hurting so bad. So I called my fiance and I was like, something is wrong. I'm hurting so bad. Like, I'm cramping so bad. I'm hurting. Like, I think I'm gonna go to the hospital. Because mind you, it's 5 in the morning. He at home with my other children, and I'm calling him like, the time it would have took him to come to my job to pick me up and take me to the hospital. Yeah, I don't know. It would have took too long. So I called. I went from the hospital from my job, and I just tried to make it there, y'all. But I did, thank God. I made it to the hospital, and when I got in there, they checked me, y'all, and she was like, you have a ectopic pregnancy and it's ruptured. Your stomach is full of blood. Y'all, everything went so freaking fast. Mind you, oh my gosh, mind you, my fiance at home with my 2 kids. We live in Texas. My parents and all my family live in Louisiana. So, y'all, it was just like, my mind was racing 90 to nothing. So the lady telling me that, she telling me, oh, you got an ectopic pregnancy. And I'm like, what? And she like, yeah, it's inside your tube and it ruptured, like it burst, and your stomach is filled with blood. Y'all, she said that's why I was having so much pain. The blood was in my stomach. It was filling with blood, and that's why I was having so much freaking pain. But I was taking it. And then she was like, we gotta rush into surgery right now. Y'all, I never in my life had no freaking surgery. I never had to have surgery for nothing. And here I am at the hospital having an ectopic pregnancy and got to rush to surgery, and I'm by myself, and my baby is like finna pass. Like, there was so many emotions at once. I did not expect to get emotional, y'all, but hold on. Okay, I'm back. yeah, y'all, so it was just a lot of emotions going on at once. I was freaking scared, like, but we went up there to the surgery. They did it, and I woke up, I didn't know what was happening. Everything went good, thank God. But yeah, so that happened, and I got out the hospital, y'all. That was a lot too for like on my mental. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot on my mental, and so but yeah, it was a lot, y'all, and a lot of different stuff to process, but I'm glad and grateful that I did have my fiance. Yeah, so I'm grateful that I had my fiance and kids there with me, y'all, physically, because my family was there too, just like as much as they could. But so I'm just glad that they were there physically, y'all. So yeah, after that, it was a healing process. Like, I started healing, taking everything slow, and then y'all, like, that happened in February of 2024. And then y'all, in June 2024, guess what? I got pregnant again. Yay! But not yay, because I had another ectopic pregnancy. Yeah, another one. But this time, y'all, God is so good. That's why I say everything happened for a reason in your life, because the first time when I went through that, I literally was clueless. I didn't know what was happening, all the pains, none of that. I didn't know what was going on. But the second time, I noticed the signs and I was able to catch it earlier. So the first time, I think I was like 9 or 10 weeks when it ruptured. But this time I was like 5 or 6 weeks when I noticed, because I noticed the signs and I took tests and everything, y'all. That was in June. And then so I found out like in June, at the beginning of summer in June, that I was pregnant. And then I made an appointment immediately, because I already had that in my mind and I was scared. I didn't have pains yet, but I made an appointment. But before my appointment came, y'all, I started having the pains again. And so I just went to the emergency room, because I was so terrified to have that happen again. So when I started having them little twinges and pains, I went to the emergency room, and yeah, it was that. But this time it was so early, and I called it, thank God, thank you God. I called it early so it didn't rupture. Oh, the first time I forgot to tell y'all, that happened on my right side tube, and yeah, I had to get it took out. When I went to surgery, yeah, I woke up and my tube was gone, and scars and stuff. So yeah, that's why the second time I was terrified, because if I would have lost that other one, what? Like, I was gonna have kids. So, but I lost my right one, so I was only left with my left one. So in June, when I got pregnant with it, oh my gosh, I was like, no, not this again. But I caught it in time, because I already recognized the signs. I caught it in time, went to the hospital, went to the emergency room, and they was able to give me a shot this time. I had methotrexate. It's an injection that they give, they said, for cancer patients. So I had that, and it's supposed to go on, finish the cells off, and let it just naturally end. So yeah, that happened in June. I had another one, and this time I was able to deal with it a little bit better, y'all. It still hurted. Don't think it still hurted, and it was a lot. And just because I went through two, it was a lot. But yeah, and it was so much for me. I was going through so much. And then in September, I found out I was pregnant again. But this time, y'all, God's so good. I had my baby in May. Wait, I found out I was pregnant in February. And I found out I was pregnant in February. In September. Yeah, I found out I was pregnant in September 2024. And I had my baby in May 2025. So yeah. And I thought I was not gonna be able to have more kids, y'all. But I'm so grateful for my baby. I had my baby. That was another journey. That'll be another story time when I found out I was pregnant with him. But y'all, I just wanted to say, a lot of people that do have ectopic pregnancies, like, because I've seen a lot of stories on TikTok, like like after I did mine. Like I see a lot of stories on TikTok now, and a lot of people, y'all, they don't get pregnant right away, or they don't even get pregnant again. Like after years, it's years and years, and they still trying. They don't get pregnant. So I do want to say, I'm so grateful. I'm trying not to cry. I'm so grateful that I was able to not only get pregnant again. I got pregnant twice after. Well, I got pregnant after my first ectopic pregnancy. I got pregnant twice again after, and then the third one I actually had my baby. Like, so there is hope. If you are going through something like that, it is hope. If you need to like talk to somebody about it, you can feel free to write me or comment or anything, and we can get in touch and help each other go through it or whatever. Or if you have any questions, tips, or you know somebody who's going through it or anything, just any questions or anything about it, feel free to comment, write me. I'll leave my TikTok up here too. Y'all can write me on there if you're on TikTok. But yeah, if you are going through that, just be strong, pray, and know that everything is gonna work out. Everything in life happens for a reason, so you just gotta believe it. And yeah, y'all, I cannot believe I freaking cried. I was not trying to get more emotional, but yeah, thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching, and that is a wrap on my story time. I have more coming for y'all, but if you have any suggestions, questions, anything you want to tell me below, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.